Recently I came into possession of a huge cardboard box, and inside this cardboard box was more DVDs than any one man could ever need. After a long, tedious process of cataloging every single disc in this box and every single disc on my shelves into a big list, I realized that I've only actually seen 55% of the movies that I own. Well, that's a bit embarrassing, so obviously I have to remedy that, so join me if you want, as I go one by one through all the films I own but haven't seen. Howdy everybody, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. I just want to give a disclaimer right off the bat. You're gonna have to pardon my voice. I'm not sick or anything, it's just that disgusting little ball of shedding fur that runs around this house has got my allergies acting up real bad. So bear with me please. Anyway, back to the video. David Slade. This dude is the director of some pretty awesome movies, I think, and I don't think he's getting enough credit these days. Hard Candy. Watching Elliot Page chop off the Ocean Master's balls. Cinema.
Rise, Atlanta!
Black Mirror Bandersnatch, the first mainstream choose-your-own-adventure movie. Awesome, was so much fun to play through, even though Will Poulter's eyebrows pissed me off. Just kidding, I love you bro, you're awesome. He even directed an entry in my favorite franchise of all time, but we'll talk about that another day. I've got something special planned for that one. And his 2007 horror 30 Days of Night fits snug into that filmography because he kind of knocked it out of the park with this one. So the idea of 30 Days of Night is that this wee little town in Alaska is sent into a month-long state of darkness every year, once a year. There's lots of nasty creatures running around the Alaskan wasteland, as you can assume. The wolves, the eagles, the giant meese. But it turns out, the one you have to watch out for the most is actually Nosferatu himself. This month-long state of darkness basically turns this poor little town into a flesh buffet for Danny Huston and his whole gang of ghoulies to come and chow down, leaving Josh Hartnett and his gang of guys to survive, you guessed it, 30 Days of Night. What a cool idea. I will scream it from the rooftops if I have to. What a cool idea! There's so many movies where the goal of the film is to have its characters survive a single night or maybe a couple days, but forcing a group of characters to fight for their lives in a disgusting frozen wasteland for a month straight, that's cool. That's so cool. That's an awesome idea if you ask me. And even though, I won't lie, there's some lame ass things in this movie.
You wanna play with me now?
But the majority of it, the vast majority of it, is awesome. I really enjoyed it. So to kick it off, it's got an awesome look to it. The look of the movie matches the tone of the movie so well, and the style of everything is really, really memorable. Not to mention, for me personally, setting things in a snowy area automatically makes your movie 67.3% more beautiful. Aesthetically, it's so nice to look at, what can I say? Very dark, very gritty, very comic booky, which makes sense because it's based off a comic book. There's a great sequence where the vampires go apeshit bananas and start massacring everybody in the town, and it looks awesome. This bird's eye shot of everybody fighting is really, really cool.
Everyone has a hero.
And just thinking about that scene makes me think about the visual effects. The gore in this movie is fucking insane. It looks so good to the point where you'll be going, ooh, 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 out loud while you watch the movie. Well, I did anyway, I don't know. Maybe you're less of a pussy than I. I've got a pretty high tolerance for violence, I think, but some of the stuff in this movie is just like, ugh, nasty. Like watch this dude get his noggin chopped off with an axe. Or watch, this is my favorite one, watch this guy get punched right through his skull. Yeah, even Cruella makes a little cameo appearance and shanks a bunch of sled dogs near the beginning of the movie. We're getting off topic. What I'm trying to say is this movie looks great. Now, outside of visuals, pardon me, my god. So throwing the aesthetics aside, An issue that usually wriggles its way into movies like this, where there are groups of characters we follow instead of a single main character, is that a lot of the characters usually wind up feeling underutilized or forgettable. And that's definitely here in 30 Days of Night, I won't deny. But I was really surprised at how many characters I was actually able to go back and remember. You got Evan. You got Stella. You got Bo. You got Billy. I'm losing my voice. You got Jake. You got, I think her name was Grandma Helen. Maybe I'll dock myself a point on that one, but it was definitely Grandma something. I don't think they said his name, but Ben Foster. And my favorite character, you got that one funny looking bald vampire. Oh wait, did I not write about how lame the vampires look? Shit. I don't think there were many main characters that were wasted. There are elements of their characters that I think were wasted. Like the love story between Stella and Evan is just kind of shot out in a line or two of dialogue. But going back to the characters, all the actors are pretty great. I couldn't quite get a read on Josh Hartnett at the beginning of the movie. I couldn't tell if this dude was going to be good or if he was going to be just like, you know. But it reached a point pretty quick where he proved that he was going to be the best actor in the movie by far. His character is this very stoic and professional policeman, and he tries to stay as calm and collected as possible in this horrible, awful, no good, terrible situation that he's trapped in. But you can see that his stoic exterior starts to crack, and he starts to panic a bit. And when that part starts coming out, it's like, whoa, this guy's doing a good job.
I'm dead, man. Where are they? I don't talk to dead men. I don't talk to dead men!
Well, if I'm dead, no one lets you loose from here.
You're all dead.
Great work, Josh. You killed it. And everyone else was really great too. Ben Foster always kills it. Melissa George, I can't say I've ever seen her in anything else, but she is one of the most instantly likable actresses I've ever seen. Same with Manu Bennett. Not a lot of complaints when it comes to the actors of the movie. So now I want to move into a lightning round. Just a bunch of little things that I think are really cool that I want to run through real quick. Awesome little sequence. I love the drums and the way everything is shot. It's super fun. It feels like something straight out of a Sam Raimi movie. Love it. Using your big scary vampire claw as a record needle, I think that's the most metal thing that's ever been put to screen. I know I mentioned this already earlier, but this montage of the vamps just massacring everybody is really cool. This one line really stuck out to me.
I'm coming with you.
I was kind of expecting a whole no, you can't come with me, I'm a lone wolf, let me go off and kill myself kind of interaction, but what we got was much better. I like that a lot. They never actually explain where the ghoulies come from, and I like that a lot. It makes me feel a lot closer to the main characters, like I'm in the same boat, just as lost and confused and scared as them. Well, maybe not as scared, I didn't find this movie very scary. But anyway, moving on. There's this scene where the ghoulies take turns slapping the ever-loving shit out of this poor woman, and it's horribly grim, but it's really, really well done. The sound design here is great, listen to that. Sometimes less is more, and they get that. This guy gets his big noggin chopped off, and we only get to see like half a millisecond of it. The rest is just really good acting from Josh Hartnett, and really great sound design. It leaves the rest up to us to imagine. Good stuff. I respect that. This one is a bit of a backhanded compliment, but I have to mention it. This woman bonking her head is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wait!
Do I have to say why this is epic? Do I have to say? I don't think so. Jesus, Lord have mercy on my soul. That made me shiver. That was disgusting. At the end of the movie, Evan decides to inject himself with vampire blood, turning himself into one to be strong enough to take down the evil ones. And if that is not the hardest shit you've ever heard, then watch him punch the main baddie right through the face and then tell me the same thing. That's right, you can't. It's simply impossible. Obviously, there's a lot I like about this movie. I've been going on and on and on for a million years, talking about how much I like it, but that doesn't mean it's without its flaws. I mentioned a couple earlier, but there's some bigger issues here that I want to mention. It suffers from a lot of really needless shaky cam a lot. I think there are some action scenes where it would have been a lot better if we just got a nice clear shot of what was going on instead of, you know, that. There are also some unbelievably lame jump scares sprinkled throughout the movie. They're mostly near the beginning and they chill out with that as the movie progresses, thank God. Also, I gotta say it, the vampires look lame as hell. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just a personal thing. I always like the more creaturey look of the vampires instead of the whole, the whole Eric and Dylan style, you know what I mean? But the biggest issue I have with this movie, easily, is that it's a movie at all. Well, I think the team pulled this story off really well with the time that they had. I think this story would have been way better if it were told using almost any other medium of storytelling. Having it take place over 30 days is a fantastic idea. I've already expressed how much I love that idea. But I feel like I didn't feel the passage of time like I think they wanted me to. I felt time moving more in that new Bo Burnham special than I did in this movie, which is, you know, a little sad. If you didn't have the little thing in the bottom of the screen that said day 27 or day 17 or whatever it was, I wouldn't have even realized that it was taking place over a whole month. It might as well have just taken place over a whole day or two. Also, Evan grows some peach fuzz at some point, so I guess that's an indication. I think this would have worked magnificently as a TV series or a book. Wait a minute. Or a video game. I think a 30 Days of Night game would be sick. Ooh. If you took this story and put it in the style of like Resident Evil, oh, that would be so cool. I would play the hell out of that game. I guess I just think it would have been a lot more effective if it were anything other than a movie. Even if they made a trilogy of movies or two movies, I don't know, make a couple of movies instead of cramming this whole story into one. It's possible to convey that feeling in the runtime of a movie, but you know, this one didn't. What can I say? But even despite that complaint, I obviously still had a great time with 30 Days of Night. It might not be as good as David Slade's later foray into the vampire genre, but it's still really entertaining. If I had to give it a rating, I would give 30 Days of Night 3.5 funny bald vampires out of 5. Oh yeah, also, Crystalia makes a cameo at one point, which is pretty weird. So I'm afraid I have to bump it down to a 0 out of 5 now, I'm sorry. Alright. Perfect. We got 4 minutes left. I'm gonna shut this off, transfer the footage, and play some fucking Mass Effect. Woo!